The Blue Jays went down to a place where they're historically not very good, and the trend continues as they lose 6-4 to the Tampa Bay Rays down to Tropicana Field and open up the four-game trip down at the Trop with a loss. And pitching and defense arguably can win you a World Series. And what we saw today from the Blue Jays was subpar of both. I mean, you didn't see very good pitching. Trent Thornton was okay at best. Bonehead moved from Charlie Montoyo, bringing in Buddy Boshiers. We'll get to that in a little bit there. And defensively, maybe there was only 2 errors in the game, but it looked like there was about 3 of them that could have been, 3 or 4 could have been rough ones. And we'll get to them in a second here. But starting off the ball game, Bo Bichette leads off, and you can't start a ball game off any better. 13 pitches, 9 foul balls, incredible. And he decides to hit a home run off the 13th pitch. You kidding me? The Blue Jays are out in front 1-0 early. Incredible bat by Bo Bichette in that one. He continues to impress us night in and night out. It is awesome to watch every single day. But we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and yes, Bo Bichette offensively has been incredible. Defensively, though, there's been some kinks that have to be worked out with Bo Bichette. Austin Meadows was at second base, nobody out, and a ground ball to short. You know, it's going to be a play on to first. If the runner advanced, Smokey will try and throw him out. If not, whatever. Runner at third with 1 out. Not a bad idea. Bo Bichette gets a grounder on to first, wide throw. Smokey gets it, puts the glove into the baseline. Pham runs right through it, and the ball pops out, and it goes into shallow right field. Austin Meadows comes all the way around to score, around second base, around third, and he comes around and scores, and it's a 1-1 ball game. We've talked about Trent Thornton. When he gets into trouble, he doesn't usually look too good. And when your defense ain't playing well behind him, that doesn't help at all. You know, and with the Blue Jays, you know, trying to play a really good... Against the Rays, you have to play good defense. Against any good team in the big leagues, you have to play good defense. And you didn't see that in this game from the Blue Jays. And it started with that play, and it was 1-1. But like we said, Trent Thornton gets in a little bit of an issue. And then he has the bases loaded. And he gives up a sac fly. It was a line shot right at the center fielder, Hernandez. Thank God. But it was a sacrifice fly. Second run comes in, and the Jays are down 2-1. So imagine if Bo Bichette makes that play on to first, and Meadows, even if he moves up to third base, it's still a different situation. So, again, it's defense, guys. It's these errors that are just killing you. You know, and then you go to the bottom of the 5th inning, the next inning, and again, Trent Thornton having his issues. Has a bases loaded walk to Travis d'Arnaud, and it was just it was a rough time there in the 5th inning for Trent Thornton. Other than the leadoff double in the bottom of the 4th and that grounder to Bo Bichette, it could have been a different ball game, but instead he gives up the run, and then it gets bases loaded, and you're trailing 2-1. Then he comes up the next inning, gives up another run. I mean, he has a tough time, does Trent Thornton. But then in the top of the 6th inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets a slider up and away, and somehow gets hitting it barrel the ball. It was off the end of the bat. But he singles to center field. Kevin Biggio comes in to score, and the Jays have now, cut the deficit down to 3-2. Right back in the ball game. Bottom of the 6th, again, defense killing you. Avisail Garcia up, and he hits a ball to the right center gap. Clearly, Teoscar Hernandez thinks he can catch the ball, because instead of going, if you're a center fielder, right, and the ball's coming this way, and you can't catch it, you kind of go behind it to make sure you can get in front and make the play. But he decides, I'm going to try and go at it. Instead, oh no, I can't get it. I'm going to start going like this. And then the ball goes all the way to the wall. Garcia ends up at third base. And a leadoff double, and that would have been, it's a leadoff double and a leadoff triple are totally different in the sport of baseball. Because a double, a ground ball to the left side, that's not going to move him across. A fly ball, shallow, anywhere, not going to score anything. But if you got a guy at third, any ground ball to the infield, unless they're playing in, is basically a run. Fly balls, mostly, are going to score a run. It's ridiculous. And then I think it was the next batter, if I'm not mistaken, in the bottom of the 6th inning. He hits a sacrifice fly. Except there wasn't a sacrifice fly. Derek Fisher, routine fly ball, takes his eye off it, bink, off his glove. Run comes in, no outs still. And now that run you got from Vladdy is now gone. It's now a 4-2 lead at this point, I think it is. Or I think it's 4-2 at this point. No, I don't know. I think it was like, forget it, guys. I'm just too baffled by these errors. And I've tried so hard with Derek Fisher, knowing what they traded away, knowing how good Cal Stevenson was in the minors for the Blue Jays. Now, ideally, since his trade, he hadn't been very good, but he still was a promising young outfielder, which the Jays don't really have too much of. Sanchez and Biagini, who, name-wise were big for Blue Jay fans, even though seasons-wise, they weren't having the greatest year. I had some expectations on Derek Fisher. He has flubbed 2 balls, at least, one off his face, and then there was a routine fly ball, and that, I don't know if it would have scored the run or not. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, you go all the way back now to Teoscar Hernandez's play, all right? Let's say he has that to a double, okay? Then that fly ball to Derek Fisher. He's not taking up from second to third on that play. Now you have a guy at second with 1 out. It's a much better situation. But instead, it's this. It's making these type of mistakes that are killing the Blue Jays. And it's just brutal to watch. It is just awful to see. But then in the bottom of the 7th inning, top 7, Reese McGuire, what a day he had at the plate. We'll get to him in a bit. I really want to talk about him. Bo Bichette comes up again. A 2-0 count. Of Oliver Drake, former Blue Jay for a very short time, and Blue Jay fans hated him with a passion, but he's found a really good home there in Tampa Bay. But he threw a meatball marinara. You guys know that saying. A meatball marinara. It was kind of the inner half, but it was a nice pitch for Bo Bichette to just absolutely turn on and drills it out of the yard. Second home run of the game, 2-run shot, and we're tied at 4. Great stuff there by the Blue Jays. Next half inning. Charlie Montoyo, 4-4 ball game, 7th inning. Well, I have Ryan Tepera. Justin Schaefer has been great for me. Derek Law's pretty good second half of the year for me. I'm going to throw out Buddy flipping Bo Shears. Are you kidding me, Charlie? I get it, the lefty. I'd rather Tim Meza over a Buddy Bo Shears. And Buddy comes out there, throws 2 pitches, gives up a shot to Austin Meadows. There goes the tie game that we just got. And Buddy's out of the ball game. I don't know why they're throwing him in there. Oh, well, we're just trying to see what guys are all about. Buddy Boshears is like 32 years old. Is he going to be here next year? No. So who cares right now? He do the Elvis Luciano route. Throw him out there in a 10-0 ball game or something. Not a 4-4 tie in the 7th. Come on, coach. No, that's the way I see it. I don't know how you guys see it, but my goodness. And then the bottom of the 8th inning, they double from Austin Meadows, and it's a debacle from there on out, guys. And the Blue Jays end up losing 6-4. They get a chance in the top half of the 9th inning, having 2 guys on for Bichette and Biggio. Both guys can't get it done. Biggio hits a ball just before the warning track. It sounded great. It looked great, but it was just hit too high, and it stayed in the ballpark. But just not a very good game by the Blue Jays defensively. Pitching staff wasn't good. Charlie made a boo-boo, in my opinion. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, though, all in the comments below, guys. All right, so let's get to the stats and see who did what. All right, hits-wise, the Jays had a total of 8, and Bichette and Guerrero combined for half of them. They had 4. Bo Bichette went 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Had obviously the 2 home runs and the 3 RBIs. His average up to 329. He has his 10th home run on the season. And with the 3 RBIs, Bichette now has 17 RBIs on the season. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. A great night at the plate for him. He's hitting 279 on the year with the RBI. That is our RBI number 60. For Vladimir Guerrero Jr., great to see for him. And walk number 44. And the thing I love about Vladdy, he has 73 strikeouts, because I don't think he didn't strike out today. 73 strikeouts and 44 walks. You put that to what his stats were the first half of the season, his numbers might be evened out, walks and strikeouts. And you guys all know this. In the big leagues, if you can have that type of ratio, you're an unreal player. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has turned the page. He is starting to become that player we all wanted to see. Now, maybe numbers-wise at 279, it's not all what we were expecting, but he is still playing unbelievable. He's still doing an amazing job, and he's still proving us all wrong day in, day out, and I love what we're seeing from Vladdy. By the way, that slide that he had in the first inning on that triple, ooh, baby, that was a nice one. You guys all saw that, the swimming slide, picking that arm back and coming in hot. It was beautiful. All right, Tasker Hernandez with 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. What did he do? And Reese McGuire, you know, I gotta say, I'm gonna say that I wasn't a huge Reese McGuire fan. I loved when we got him because you got him with Harold Ramirez and Francisco Liriano for Drew Hutchison, which made no sense, but I loved it. And, you know, he's been a 240, 250 hitter in the minors, and, you know, Danny Jansen submerged as kind of like the #1 catcher, and I've been all looking to him, and Reese McGuire's kind of taking a back seat. But he's been hitting the ball damn good as Reese McGuire. He went 3 for 4 with a run scored in the ball game. Again, it's only in, you know, how many games is this? 18 games. He's hitting .310. You know, he's done a great job. He's barreling up balls. He's doing an amazing job. Now, can he sustain this over, you know, a span of what we've seen from Danny Jansen? I don't know. But what I've loved from Reese McGuire is that he's not striking out a lot more. You know, he was 3 for 4 in the ballgame. Did he strike out today? No, he didn't. He was 3 for 4 with a run scored. I'm going to look at his stats here. 11 strikeouts in 18 games. You guys know that's not bad, especially for a guy who hasn't been a consistent big leaguer and a 250 minor league hitter. He's done an amazing job as Reese McGuire. What a great job he's been, and hopefully he continues to do so as time goes along. Like we talked about, Trent Thornton didn't have a great ball game. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. Only one was the earned run, obviously, because of that error by Bo Bichette. 4 strikeouts, and he walked 3 guys, including the bases loaded walk. Brock Stewart came out, went an inning and a third, gave up a hit, 1 run, and struck out a guy. So, not the greatest night for him. And Buddy Boucher, as we all know what happened to his mess. He picks up the loss, and well-deserved loss. He came in, faced 1 guy, and gave up a home run. Excuse me. And yeah, Jason Adam, another guy that I thought, hey, he could be a guy you see in that 7th inning, but he comes out in the 8th and goes a clean inning, gives up 1 hit, and that's it. Strikes out a batter. Great job by him. And Ryan Tepera, again, another guy who could have appeared in that 7th inning. Yeah, he gave up a run, gave up 2 hits and an earned run, but other than that, I don't know why you threw Buddy Boucher. I'm not going to get to it anymore. We're going to move on, all right? Obviously, no minor leagues to get to, so let's go to tomorrow's ball game, 7:10 first pitch there at the Trop. Clay Buchholz on the mound for the Blue Jays. Amazing guy. Charlie Morton on the mound for the Rays in Game 2 of the 4-game series tomorrow night, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys did not enjoy the mess we saw today, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on everything towards this Blue Jays team. And check out main man Mo Buckets on Twitter, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff. And also, I'm going to put the link down in the description, guys, for NHL Fantasy. Myself, my buddy Evan, as you know, we used to do the podcast together. That kind of all fell through. It was hard to find time and all that. So we kind of stopped doing that. It was a tough one, but it's the way it goes sometimes, guys. I apologize for that. But we're still doing the fantasy, and the draft for fantasy is on September the 14th at 3 p.m. So, the link is going to be in the description for the ESPN Fantasy Pool. Go check the link out if you want to make a team and you want to join, and you guys are able to do so on the 14th. Even if you're not, it'll auto-generate your team, but it'd be great to have you out there. We're going to have a little chit-chat while we're on there as well. Guys, the link will be in the description for that for the fantasy league, so go check it out, guys, down in the comments below if you are interested. And I will talk to you guys Blue Jays edition, obviously, like we talked about in Game 2 of the 4-game set against these Tampa Bay Rays there tomorrow night. Clay Buchholz on the mound for the Blue Jays. Charlie Morton on the mound for the Rays. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.